How does PwC take your company to the leading edge? They bring the sharpest minds in tech to your team, so you can bring the ideas that will transform your business. They're passionate about your industry, so you can walk into any room with every advantage. And they're with you every step of the way, so you can know you're headed in the right direction. PwC builds for what's next, so you can get there now. Get started at pwc.com/us/leading edge.
Looking for an AI glow-up that passes the office vibe check? What? AI that only knows the internet doesn't make sense for business. Get AI trained on your data at IBM.com. The AI built for business, IBM.
Anyone can follow. It takes something special to be an original, which is why the 2025 Lincoln Navigator SUV arrives with new ways of surrounding you in luxury, including the ultra-wide 48-inch panoramic display and the multi-sensory Lincoln Rejuvenate experience. A true original never stops evolving. So meet the 2025 Navigator, the original that's all new and better than ever. Learn more at Lincoln.com. Lincoln and Navigator are trademarks of Ford or its affiliates.
Mega is an improvised satire from the staff of a fictional megachurch.
We are here, Lord, we are here, and we're ready to podcast.
Hiya, I'm Hallie Labont, and this is Mega, coming to you from Twin Hills Community Church, where every week we're giving our mega church a tiny family feel. We love to introduce you to members of our church staff and people from our community, and I always find it to be a treat and a treasure. And per usual, I'm joined by my Greg, you okay?
What?
Am I saying something weird or wrong?
Strange? No, you just sound...
You have a surprised look on your face. Is it okay?
No, that's about how I always look.
Oh, okay. You look kind of shocked.
No, I'm...
Okay. Joined by my co-host. Joined by my
Hallie,
co-host.
this is how I always look. I don't know.
You're looking at me like I'm jump scaring you or something.
Jump scaring me?
Yeah.
No, I'm definitely not scared of you, Hallie.
Okay, and per usual, I'm joined by my co-host, looking very surprised. It's your friend and mine, Mr. Gray Haas.
I've got the way, the truth, and the life, Hallie. How are you?
You know I'm blessed, and you seem to be very,
I'm doing great,
blessed.
Hallie. Yeah, everything is going great right now for me. My teens and climax. And
Awesome.
if there's anything that I'm really just pleasantly surprised by right now, Hallie, it's the people signing up for Supercast.
Awesome.
It has just been such a blessing to this podcast and our community at large. You know, people like Stephanie S. and Allison H. and Josie B. and Ebony V. and Katie F. I mean, the list is growing, and it's just brings so much positive energy, doesn't it, to our mission here, what we're doing with the pod.
Bless you. To all of you Supercast members, we are asking God to rain down blessings on you. And if you haven't signed up for Supercast and become a member, what are you waiting for? You basically get a get out of hell free card. All you got to do is go to mega.supercast.com. Ooh, we love you for it. So
I've had a great week personally too, you know, and I'm not sure if I've mentioned it before, but my friend Clay Mason Bannerman and I are back dating, and that's really great.
You're dating
because
the twins?
yeah, it's dating the twins, Tiffer and Mickey and Tiff.
Awesome.
And it was really excellent because on Friday and Saturday, we ended up going, well, not all together, but we ended up going, I went on Friday night with my date. He went on Saturday with his date to a really awesome thing the gals are up to. It was called Filled, spelled Phill and then apostrophe D, inspired by Philippians clearly, but it was a faith-based Botox event.
Oh, cool.
And they have gotten all manner of sponsorships for this. It's a community of people who are looking to better themselves on the outside as well as better themselves on the inside, using Jesus and Christ specifically, as well as some really cutting edge tools, aesthetic tools to help, people just look and feel their best. It was incredible.
Wow. So was it like one of those Botox parties where everybody gets their faces filled?
Well, not. I mean, I didn't. This was pretty much for ladies.
You didn't?
No.
I mean,
why?
I mean, you should see right now. You look like I don't know. It's almost like your lips are moving, but it's like from a face of stone.
Well, my lips are moving, and I did not get any Botox, Hallie. I did experiment with some of the other other things that they had there.
Oh, like
but one is a snail-based serum that I guess is used from the excretion of a very rare snail that's almost extinct, where they take out the, I guess, kind of the goo of it, and
snail goo.
Yeah, the snail goo, and they put that on your face. But no, I haven't done anything that isn't all natural, Hallie.
Maybe that's why you look so surprised. You got snail slime on there?
Well, it's not slime. Once it dries, it's fine. I feel like a newborn baby, and once you put it on, you kind of look like one too. But I think no, it's not Botox. I mean, there was a faith-based Botox event, but it's all sorts of things, and it's just making everyone feel and look good.
That's awesome. So, did you and Clay go with both the girls at the same time? Or
No. I was Friday, and they went Saturday.
I'm still always hoping you're going to be with them at the same time.
Well,
so
we
that know
were all
if
going to
they
go
are
together,
twins
but
or one woman masquerading as twins.
They're definitely different. It's just more of a scheduling thing at the end of the day.
Well, yeah. I think twins are really hard to get apart. They always like to be together.
They love to be together.
Tiffer and Mickey seem to always want to be, never on a double date at the same time with you boys.
And the strange thing, Hallie, is they're telepathic in a way, because they know what each other is thinking all the time. Because what happened on Friday at Phil, the faith-based Botox event, Tiffer told Mickey about that while it was happening, essentially. So when Mickey got there, she kind of already knew everything, where to go, what to get, what to try, because because Tiffer had already put it all in her face. It looked like it sort of simultaneously happened to Mickey, which is fascinating.
And that really surprise you? Oh no,
why
you
do you
just
keep
look surprised.
I'm not surprised. I don't know why you keep saying that.
Oh,
anyway, Hallie, how are you?
I'm excited to hear about this snail slime, because do you happen to know if it's Korean? Because my daughters are trying to get me.
Oh, what's your daughter?
All my daughters except the pipe fitter are all asking for Korean face products from Sephora. They want me dropping hundreds of bucks at a time on their skincare regimens, and I'm like, you're kids, you're adolescents, you don't need it. But
yeah, I don't think I'd put anything from Korea on my face, but
you would put snail goo.
Yeah.
Okay.
How are you, Hallie?
Well, I covet your prayers, my friend, because if you could keep me on the top of your prayer list, I'm in a little bit of a transition. Not even really. It's all same. As you know, I am in love with my Frenchies and my Corgis. And, one thing that happens from time to time, much like happens with the Pope, and they got to get a new one, is that one of my dogs will go on to dog heaven.
Oh,
and
I'm sorry.
when that happens, what I do is I find a breeder who has a dog roughly around the same pounds, same weight. And so I got a brand new pajamas, and it basically don't have to think about how, I have a new pajamas, named it pajamas. And
you named the dog the same name?
Yep. We just keep it moving as if there was no death. Because you know what? I'm a fan of Jesus, and he didn't die. And so it's real hard for me to, have anyone in my life die, especially my dogs, because I love them so much. And so they don't die. Basically, they just, maybe a few of their spots change, but, we just keep it moving.
Well, does that get a bit strange, because does the dog have the same personality? Is this pajamas too, or
Oh, this is upwards of, I've had many pajamas, let me just say that. And I don't really keep track, because I am looking at it as the same dog. That's the nice thing about Frenchies, is they're ornery and they all have the same personality. Like twins, you understand.
okay.
Tiffer and Mickey are basically the same person.
Yeah, that
act
is true.
exactly the same. That's what you're going to get from a pure breed. And there are enough breeders around Indy where there's always, one that I can just...
swap out,
swap in, and keep it moving. Keep it light and keep it moving. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. That's where I'm heading. That's what I'm looking forward to, keeping at the forefront of my brain at all times, is the fruit of the Spirit. You look really surprised to hear this.
Yeah, actually,
is this shocking
I am
news?
actually a little bit surprised by that.
Yeah.
ChatGPT Plus is free for college students through May. Here's the thing. You've got a lot to do between now and then. Studying for finals, writing papers, trying to keep your life on track, and ChatGPT can help with all of it. It can quiz you for your econ exam, make a study guide from your French notes, plan out your meals and study breaks. It can get really specific on how you like to learn. It can even help you come up with ways to stop procrastinating. So from now until summer break, take advantage of all the ways ChatGPT can make your life easier. Restrictions apply.
This episode is brought to you by PetSmart. Stop by for Yappy Hour with your pet at PetSmart. Save $5 on walk-in grooming services like nail trims, ear cleaning, brushing, and more. No appointment needed every weekday from 2 to 6 p.m. And while you're there, Yappy Hour includes exclusive in-store deals, like 25% off pet toys. Visit services.petsmart.com/grooming to learn more.
Well, just like our souls were lost until Jesus found us, our guest today is a lost and found expert. It's my pleasure to introduce to the program Evelyn Botnick. How you doing today, Evelyn?
I'm good, but I thought this was disciplinary.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, no. I remember I said, could you come on the podcast? You didn't know what a podcast was, but then when I said, yeah, I told you the place and time.
I think at that point I was already getting so nervous I couldn't much hear what you were even talking about. So I'm coming in here relieved.
No, okay, you're not in trouble.
Oh, because I didn't take anything, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean?
Like, I didn't steal nothing. I didn't steal anything.
You know, I'm sure, Evelyn, like being an older member of the congregation, mega churches, because we're so relevant and have such cool services, and it draws around so many young people and, people who are, into pop culture and relevant, postmodern stuff. And, we don't have a lot of older members. So I'm sure you just feel, a little bit like maybe you stick out, like a sore thumb, but we're glad you're here. And I think most of the stuff in the Lost and Found is up for grabs anyway. But,
right,
we trust that you're the one in charge and you're the expert.
Absolutely. And, working in Lost and Found keeps me young in a lot of ways. I mean, look at my shirt.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
What is that shirt?
Yeah.
That's a really...
Hilary Duff. You guys know of Hilary Duff?
Yes, it's cool.
Yeah, this was left here, I want to say, 11 or 12 years ago, and it's made its way into its wardrobe, because the way I see it, if something's left down there for over a year, it's up for grabs.
Yeah. Right, so I did want to get into, what is the policy of Lost and Found? How did you find your way there, and what are you excited about right now when it comes to the world of Lost and Found? Because I think probably a lot of things go missing here as well as get found, don't they?
Absolutely. So I'm part of the cleanup crew.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
In the big auditorium after the services, we run in. Anything that's left over, we gather up into our arms and we take it down into the basement.
Okay.
Cool.
And then then what happens? I've always wondered.
You know the end of National Treasure when Nick Cage, he goes into that room and there's piles of treasure?
Yeah.
Yes, I guess I do.
It's kind of like that, but except it's a small room and it's mostly jackets.
Okay.
A lot. I was going to ask,
jackets,
what's the most lost item, you think? What do you think?
Yeah, it's got to be, now that I think about it, jackets.
Okay, so what you said, and I did want to go back. What is the policy? How long do you all hold the item? Just so I'm sure anyone listening who has lost something, how long do they have before they have to pick it up again, before you donate it or what have you?
Clock starts ticking the second it gets in there, and after 48 hours, we operate on a policy of dibs. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh, 48 hours.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yes, because it's a big auditorium. A lot of stuff gets lost. Last week I found this watch, and nobody came to pick it up after 2 days, and I said, you know what? It's a nice watch.
Oh, it's an
that
Apple
one right
Watch.
there?
That's an Apple Watch.
Is it hooked up to somebody else's phone?
Yeah, are you getting someone else's calls?
Susan. Yes, Susan. Yeah.
And are you answering them?
Sometimes because I never had one before and it's a touch screen, so I do find myself answering one, and she seems to be having some kind of dental emergency.
Oh, what a shame.
Maybe that's one that that the person might need back, but
Well, where is she? That's what I'm asking. If she needs it back so bad.
Have you ever had someone come to claim something, but they're embarrassed by what it is? Like, what's the strangest thing you've ever had there?
Oh, that's a really good question. Strangest thing I've ever had there. Well, people will come back for half of a hot dog.
Is that right?
Really?
Wow.
And we don't even really serve hot dogs, I don't think, in the food court here, do we? Or do we? I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm sure. We got everything.
Are they bringing, maybe people are bringing in hot dogs? I'm not sure.
I had a guy last week come down and say, I wasn't finished with that.
Because... So did somebody take it from him?
It was next to him on his chair, and by the time, we come through the auditorium, we're working fast, and stuff just gets picked up, yeah.
I see. Well, what is it that drew you to being a volunteer in the Lost and Found ministry? Because this has to be something that you were called to, and obviously because you've got the Hillary Duff there, you've got the Apple Watch. I mean, you must have something inside you that says, "I want to help people find their items, or at least repurpose them for yourself."
I needed something to do. I didn't have anything else to do.
Oh, see, that's what's so awesome about Twin Hills is that we're able to help people find their purpose and community. It's awesome.
Are you married?
Nope, I'm single. I've been single my entire life.
That's nice.
And what did you do before this?
I drove a bus for a while.
Oh, okay.
But I think this is my calling. I like to be among the stuff in the basement.
Yeah. And so how many other people are working down there right now with you?
Well, there's a bunch of people on the cleanup crew, but when it comes to Lost and Found, that's going to be my domain.
Oh, it's just you?
Yes, because I don't want any other hands in the stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I see. It looks like your Apple Watch is ringing again.
Oh, 1 second. Hello? I don't know where your mom is, darling. That's not my problem anymore. All right. It's crazy that a watch can hear me.
It is crazy, isn't it? Well, Evelyn, I'm so glad that, you're down there, you're taking care of the things that people lose. And I just want to know, I guess, is, do you feel Jesus in this calling that you've had? Because it really seems like Jesus is somebody that, when it came to people being lost, he found them. And in a lot of ways, I feel like there's a metaphor at work there where, you are cleaning up. You are doing what Jesus did in a lot of ways.
Wow, I've never heard it put like that before. Oh, Jesus, like I'm Jesus. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. I miss a lot of the services because the cleanup crew has to wait outside.
Right.
Yep.
We have to have our ear to the door, waiting for the last line before we run in.
Yep.
Well, you're like that crew that runs onto the airplane and has to clean it and turn it over before it fills up with another group of people flying to a new city. Same with our services. I mean, we've got so many services. You got to turn around the 9 o'clock service for the 11:15 service. You got to turn around the 5 o'clock service for the 7 p.m. service. You got all of these different services. I mean, I'm sure for your age, you're so active and fit, I mean, it's probably due to you running around the auditorium scooping up the bits.
It certainly keeps me young. And I found some skinny jeans. I'm just going to stand up for a second so you guys can see.
Oh, those are it. Those are it.
Oh,
okay.
Those look cool. Yeah.
Well, the low rise.
Oh.
Low-rise skinny jeans, they're a size too small, and it just reminds me to keep my core tight and, really squeeze into them.
Yeah.
About how old of a lady are you?
I'm 72 years old.
Oh, wow. Well, you look great, Evelyn. You really do.
And do you always kind of, and I'm just kind of curious, do you always kind of wear the stuff that you find there, or do you have kind of your own more age-appropriate clothes?
You should see my house.
Oh, really? What's it look like?
Because I've been doing this for so long, I haven't needed to go shopping in years. I swear, the things people leave behind and then don't try to come claim.
I'm sure you get a lot of raincoats and umbrellas.
Oh, I'm set for all the weather. Yeah,
Were you in the auditorium when I just thought this was one of the weirdest things that has ever happened, and I don't know if it ended up in Lost and Found or if it was Animal Services, but last week when someone had a small viper snake with them that they'd brought as a pet or something got loose in the auditorium, were you there?
I was solely responsible for that snake for 12 minutes.
Is that right?
Because it took them that long to find it, and it's times like those when I feel like the most important person in the church.
Oh, isn't that great?
Wow. I mean, are you scared of snakes? I don't think I could be with a snake.
Absolutely terrified. Absolutely terrified. And it was slithering near some slithering near some iPads that I was really worried about, but it didn't get them.
Oh, do people leave iPads? Do you have iPads in Lost and Found?
People leave iPads. A lot of them are cracked and smeared with jelly.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why is that? Why do iPads always seem to have jelly on them?
I know.
I don't know what that is. There's some kind of pattern to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
Sticky
that people?
fingers.
Yeah, a lot of people are eating jelly, or is it just people that buy iPads like to eat jelly? Yeah,
What came first, you know?
Yeah.
I would hope it was jelly, but
I'm sure it has something to do with toast, because that has an exposed jelly. You know, it's not like in a PB&J. The jelly is it's covered on both sides.
well,
but
I mean, I've done this before where you get so used to having a touch screen, and then you reach out and you try to do that, swipe either whether it's on a book or a computer screen or sometimes someone's face. I've had Climax kids come up to me, and sometimes I'll think that they're a videoer, and I'll just kind of try to swipe them and realize it's a person. So maybe I think, it could be that someone's eating toast, thinks it's a screen, swipes, then realizes it's not the iPad, and then goes to the iPad, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
That's amazing. So what are you doing, Tinder?
Actually, I'm right now I'm kind of too busy to date, but I have been on ChristianFriendFinder.com. But my friend, I'm not sure if I've mentioned before, but my friend Clay Mason Bannerman and I have been dating twins kind of off and on, and it's been really great.
And twins.
Yeah, Tipper and Mickey.
What's that?
From the Budweiser commercial. What, you don't watch TV?
Oh no, I don't. I'm not. I don't think I'm familiar with that commercial. What is it again?
And twins. I don't remember the context, but that phrase got stuck in my head so deep.
How long ago was this commercial on?
It's got to be post 9/11, but early 2000s.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm might be too young for that, but I guess what I'm saying is, when it comes to swiping, I think sometimes we could confuse things for screens.
Are twins posting together on Christian Friend Finder?
They have done, yes. A lot of times, because, a lot of times twins, because they're essentially the same person, they are interested in the same type of person. And so, sometimes if you don't want to pay for two accounts, you just post as, hey, we're twins. We're looking for basically the same things. We have the same thoughts, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
How do you get them to respond? What's your opening line?
Well, that's funny. Sometimes I say "and twins," but I don't do it. Like because of a commercial. I thought I had come up with that, actually. I'll say "and twins," And
then do they both appear?
No, it's not like a magic trick, Hallie. It's just like something that I'll, again, I've only ever done this with just Tiffer and Mickey, but I think that was my opening line when I hit them up in the DMs. I just said, "and twins."
So maybe you are old enough and you did see the commercial. That's kind of what it seems like.
It sounds like it, yeah.
Smart Water Alkaline with antioxidant. 9.5 plus pH, now in cans.
Refreshing.
Made for every way you move.
Should I run a marathon?
Let's start with finishing that water. Smart Water Alkaline with antioxidant, now in a sleek can. For those with a taste for taste. Grab yours today.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
But do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
ask about the gun. Why do you have it? And are you always armed? And is that just to keep things safe down
Keep
there?
the lost and found safe?
Or is that something you found?
It's a little bit of everything. Of course I did. I'm going to be honest, I found it 4 years ago. I put it on my person to kind of say to the church, I found a gun. Anybody looking for a gun? You know? And nobody claimed it. And it did change me a little bit. It changed the way I walk. It gave me a little bit of confidence. And I'm not going to lie, I like when people enter the lost and found nervous.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
Because they're less likely to claim their thing.
I see.
Oh, sure.
I mean, do you give people sort of a background check so you know that someone's not coming in and asking for an item that isn't theirs? Because I'm sure
How do they prove it?
Right. I'm sure, because, I'm sure a member wouldn't do this, but, I bet you have opportunists who come in thinking, hey, I'm going to go scam a church and go through their lost and found.
I think that's most of what I'm getting. It's got to be. It's got to be people from the outside world, pretending like they're a good person, describing the item in great specific detail that they're missing, but it's a bunch of fakers, as far as I'm concerned.
I bet. I mean, we have these seekers and visitors coming all the time. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of them every weekend. You know what? A lot of them probably want an iPad, and they know full well all they have to do is be like, is there an iPad back there with some jelly on it? How do you know it's their iPad? You know what I mean?
Exactly. What, do you think you can trick a 72-year-old woman? I have a gun!
Yep. And she wasn't born yesterday.
And yeah, I mean, just look at you. I mean, you've got a Hillary Duff shirt on. You've got low-rise jeans, an Apple iWatch, or what are those called?
Apple iWatch.
An Apple iWatch.
Yep.
And a gun. And I think you mean business, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Now, have either of you lost anything?
Oh,
I'm trying to think. Well, I've lost my patience a few times because I work with teens all the time. Isn't that? I've said that before, but
I'm going to use that.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of something that I've lost recently. I will say I had a pair of, I would describe them as jean shorts, but they were a bit different because they were a distressed style jean short that I had actually made out of a pair of jeans, and I think they were in my gym bag.
Was there an embroidered fish on the right leg?
Yes.
I have some good news for you, my friend.
Really?
Yeah. I have those down there.
Oh, I would love to get those back.
I'm surprised that they're yours because they're really short.
Oh, really? Well,
I'm trying to imagine what setting you would wear. They're almost underwear size.
Oh, wow.
Well, I mean, right now, I wouldn't say that the underwear size. I'm saying they were just for spring a bit. They were, they were a 4-inch inseam. So.
Oh, yeah. All I know is I put them on and I said, I can't be wearing these.
Oh, you put them on? Okay, yeah.
Well, yeah, I try everything on.
Was your rump hanging out the back?
I mean, the bottom of it was a cleavage of some sort.
Oh, wow. Do you lift weights in those, Gray?
Well,
I mean, maybe they need
is,
to be short for the gym.
Yeah, they're basically just mobility. They're a mobility breathable jean short, so they have to be like that. Do you have any hobbies?
That's impressive. One more thing about the shorts.
Oh no, I mean it's fine.
I'm gonna get them up to you during one of your climaxes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's great, Gray.
Yeah,
You're reunited with the shorts.
Yeah, and they were really just a prototype. I was just kind of prototyping some ideas. So if they seem too short, they could have been, but I'm really just working out a few different ideas for a spring-style jort that I can wear to the gym and also to worship.
Oh, cool.
Well, seems like it stuck with you because you remembered them and they've been down there for years, huh?
Yeah, I guess it has been. Yeah, it has been a couple of years. Yeah. How do you keep track of everything that you have down there? Is there a filing system?
Yeah.
It's all up here.
Oh, really? In the old noggin, huh? Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie, I'm bad at it.
Are you pointing to your head or your hat?
That's a cool hat.
Oh, they're inside the... Oh, okay, there's a list inside the hat.
Oh, cool.
The scribblings of my mind, yeah.
So you just keep a list inside the hat.
Imagine if it was all in my head.
Now, what is
Pretty
that
impressive.
hat? It's a
Yeah.
very interesting
Is that
hat.
a stovepipe hat?
What is that?
What is that called?
I mean, well, I didn't buy it, so I don't know the term for it, but stovepipe sounds right based on the shape, huh?
Yeah, that's cool.
And just to give listeners a picture, I mean, it is a remarkable outfit when you look at it with the low-rise jeans, the Apple iWatch, the Hillary Duff shirt, a stovepipe hat, and of course, I guess a Beretta pistol of some sort.
On my side, yeah. And these glasses, I'm not going to lie to you, I like the shape, but they are not my prescription.
Okay, yeah, because you keep reaching for things that are about 3 feet further than where you're
The
reaching.
frames are cool, though.
Thank you. Thank you. Keep me young.
Well, I was going to ask about those boots, too, because those are impressive boots. I mean, those are knee-high.
Yes, and they are designed to clip into skis.
Wow. And are they uncomfortable?
Deeply. But if you look at how it looks with my jeans, you get it. Right?
Cool.
Yeah.
Very ski lodge. Very, very Aspen.
Well, that is good to know because I thought, well, she's older. I guess maybe her mobility is limited. But I realized that when you were coming down the hall and sort of doing that heel toe type of
Those
walk.
are hard to walk in.
Yeah.
It's loud. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we heard you coming. That's a lot of times what people say as a funny joke. But I think, we actually did hear you coming because there's a plastic
Those are
shoes,
impressive.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you ski?
No.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking maybe that was one of your hobbies.
No, I like to smoke cigarettes outside in the back.
I have seen you out there with a cig from
Yeah.
time to time, Evelyn. I have.
And I'm praying for you because, honestly, I know cigarettes are addictive and, that is something that I'm sure is covered in the blood, but there are worse things I guess you could be doing.
Yeah.
But I would hope that, that God could lead you to put those little smoke sticks down, those devils, as I like to call them, the devil's distractions, and maybe pick up a habit that is a little bit more positive, if you know what I mean.
Well, they do go with the hat, though, a little bit.
Yeah, and I don't buy them. I'm just smoking the loosies that are left in the pews. Does that help with any of that?
Oh, really?
Wow, that has to be. We have an Alcoholics Anonymous that meets here. I bet it's one of those folks because those folks are allowed to smoke because it's not as bad as drinking. And I'm sure it's the AA folks dropping the loose cigs around the auditorium.
Isn't that always interesting that we say, I'm happy that you stopped drinking, but it's now here some cigarettes that it's okay to smoke. I always thought that was a bit of a problem, really, because I don't, obviously, I don't think that cigarettes are going to cause you to run into the back of a parked school bus.
Yep.
But they might if you're down and looking at a cigarette. You might make a big mistake like you would if you're drinking beer or something.
Brave words,
Well, I've heard, Evelyn, that smoking is harder to quit than heroin, and though it might be true that nobody's smoked a cigarette and then started beating up their wife like the way they do on the booze, I just know that the Bible says your body's a temple. You know what I mean? And Jesus wants to be there in that temple, and he doesn't want smoke on the window panes.
Am I in trouble? Is this disciplinary?
No.
Oh, no. We did just want you to be a guest on the pod, for sure.
I wasn't sure if the beginning part was also I would get in trouble.
No, you're not in trouble. I mean, yeah, and just so everyone remembers, I mean, it's a volunteer position, isn't it?
Yeah, something to do.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't really think that we can, there's no disciplinary action that we can really take since, your job is primarily on the weekends and it is volunteer.
Yes, you know who did Lost and Found before me? It was just a bucket.
Hey, Holly, before we get to the credits, remind me why people should sign up for Supercast.
Yeah, just a reminder, we're an indie podcast. We're independent, unlike the big pods where they get all the big bucks and the brand deals and all of that, and the money is a-flowing. We're doing this all on our own, and if you would consider becoming a member to keep us alive and to support us, it would mean so much to us. That's at mega.supercast.com.
And, of course, a special thanks to Emily Bolcik for coming on the episode today.
She's awesome.
Queen of Lost and Found. You can find her over on Instagram at Emily Bolcik. And a very special thanks to our founding members. That's Bobby and Betty.
And Nana and T-Pop.
And Anonymous, you know who you are.
Thanks so much. It means the world.